Hey everybody, welcome to the OTB podcast. The vibes are right in here. We've got the lights turned down low. We're doing it, the podcast, we're doing it in my dining room instead of at Mike's office. So here we are, and I would like to talk to you about becoming a Patreon subscriber. If you're a fan of the Over the Bars podcast, simply go to patreon.com/overthebars. That's patreon.com/overthebars. Become a patron, pledge, sponsor of the show. Throw a couple bones at us every month. Helps us, helps you. So a couple different layers of the OTB Patreon are, we've got 3 different layers for like your average, like just Joe Blow. You wanna hit us up, give us a few bones. If I could just find the fucking button that I'm supposed to push here, it's Over the Bars. There we go. I don't even know my own website. Okay, so if you want to become a patron, the easiest way is go to patreon.com/overthebars. There is a red button at the top right that you can click on. And for $2 or more a month, you are going to... Oh, no, fuck, I'm sorry. We got rid of the $2. Okay, so for $5 or more a month... God, I need to clean this up. For $5 or more a month, you can get... just be part of the show. You get the reward of knowing that you're helping create the most badass variety podcast of just cool shit. If you want to buy OTB stickers, instead of just buying OTB stickers, you can become a patron to the show, and we will mail you stickers every month. So, like for $10 or more per month, you get an OTB sticker pack mailed to your front door, and every month we do cool one-offs, color combos, new designs, and like my thing lately has been finding brands that I love and then turning their brand or their logo into my logo. And then we have the Super Duper Fan Pack Tier 3, and that's where we ship you customized stickers with your name, number, where you're from, just cool shit. We like to really treat our Super Duper fans with like some badass shit. So we're sending them also the Tier 2 package of all the cool stickers that all of our patrons are getting, and then some customized stickers as well. And then if you're interested in becoming a corporate sponsor like Bar to Bar or Donnell Suzuki for $25 or more, you can do that from our patron page. So click the $25 button, and it doesn't matter what your business is. If you sell something online or you have a website and you want to draw attention to your website, even if you're a brick and mortar store, you want to draw attention to your website, sponsor the OTB show, and then we'll hit you with ads. We'll write copy for you. We'll get you dialed in, and then we'll drive a shit ton of views, clicks, plays, whatever it is that you're looking for, purchases. We're getting a shit ton of downloads every episode, around the 1,000 plays per episode, and right now we're 24 episodes deep, so you're talking 24,000 plays. And the thing you got to keep in mind is that once your ad goes live on the OTB show, it never goes away. So I want to give a very quick shout out to our top patrons, those people that are part of the OTB show that contribute every month. And in October, we had Bar to Bar and Donnell's, and then also Dylan Diornellis, Jesse Anderson, Cole Mabe, Christopher McKillop, and our latest guy, Justin Jones, and then also Dan Bax. So powerful shout out to those guys. We appreciate you. We're going to do the OTB show right here, right now.
OTB, 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 over the bars. OTB.
Yeah, OTB, who's this?
Yo, this is Kevin Moranz. Follow me at Moranz346. What's good?
OTB.
Donnell's Motorcycles and Husqvarna. Two legends in off-road motorcycling. Donnell's carries the full line of Husky product. Whether you're looking for something with a headlight, brake light, supermoto, dual sport, Husky's got the new, I don't even know what it's called. I don't want to say the wrong lettering, but it's a 710 single cylinder. Zach Osborne just bought one because he liked it so much. KP Bad Ranch was just telling me the details on it. It's the ultimate dual sport weapon. If you're interested in a Zach Osborne approved 710 dual sport, check out the Huskies at Donnell's Motorcycles. They also have the full line of motocross bikes from the TX, TE, the FC. Is that the motocross bike? I can't remember. 150s, 200s, 250s, 250Fs, 300 two-strokes, 350 four-strokes, 450s. It keeps going. The full line of badass motorcycles in white, blue, and yellow. The Swedish brand, Husqvarna. Go pick yourself up one today at Donnell's Motorcycles, located in Independence, Missouri. Check it out. He's typing away on his phone right now, but live from the OTB studio is Kevin Moranz. Kevin, say hello.
What's good?
All right, I'm actually going to move this up a hair. Okay. Now
Alrighty.
You don't have to move your head.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm going to swing this out a little bit. Angle that like that, and I'm going to bring that. Don't move your head back, goddammit. Are you comfortable?
Yeah, not really.
Okay, I told you.
All right, there we go.
So I told you about an inch. So that's like
About right here?
the knuckle. Give it about the knuckle, all right? The knuckle away.
We got knuckle.
Now, the thing is, you don't want to be rubbing your trash stash that you have on your upper lip.
I look like a 15-year-old Mexican. It's
Dude,
okay.
what is that thing?
No Shave November, dude.
Are you really doing it?
Well, I've never really tried to grow it out.
We're 14
So we're going
days
for
deep,
it.
and you call that fucking cookie duster No Shave November?
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, that's how much my hair grows around my butthole every hour. And you've got 14 pathetic days of upper lip growth. That's all right. You're a little kid. Bro. So, dude, okay, I just want to dive right in. First off, let's get these fucking LaCroix cracked.
Please.
Okay, so you've never had a LaCroix.
No, I've heard about it every episode, but I've never had one.
And now, the ceremonial cracking of the LaCroix. So you got to do it up here by the microphone. All right, go ahead. Hit it. And then let me do mine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, all right. Now get that first sip, dog.
Magical. That's good.
Is it a little underwhelming from what you thought it would be?
It's slightly underwhelming, but I mean, it's got good taste. It just didn't have as much flavor as I was expecting.
No. See, that's the thing is it's not powerfully flavorful. It's let's see. This one that I'm drinking is Piña Frase, which is pineapple strawberry, and I might be fucking up how to say strawberry in Spanish. You're drinking the apple
Cranberry.
Apple cranberry. Go ahead and try to pronounce those words at the top by your finger.
Pamabaya?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
You done did great.
Yeah, we're going for it.
So-
it gets better every sip, to be honest.
I know it does, dog. I know. So, okay. Now that we've cracked the LaCroix, we can get down to business. Claremore Arena Cross.
Yep.
Let's talk about that fucking first corner, dude.
Oh my lord. I was not a fan of the first corner because it was a hairpin turnaround to a option up and down. I don't know. It was an awkward.
Like a split section?
Yeah, it was like a inside roller, outside berm roller. I don't know. It was awkward, but I wasn't really a fan of it.
The last time that I raced an arena cross at Claremore was 2006 or 7, and this is whenever it was still Extreme World Arena Cross, and the dude his name was Mitch, and he was not an arena cross guy. He was not a track builder, and he thought it was just indoor motocross. So, dude, every corner just had these giant, loose, pitted sand bowls. Oh. So you come into the corners, third gear wide open and never let off, just through the top of the berm. There was no, like, taking dudes out in the corners because if you went to the inside, I mean, you get left behind.
Yeah.
It was hard to pass on those tracks, but it provided for actually very good racing still. It looked like they didn't run out of dirt. Like it seems like Tracy is challenged with the dirt that's available for a lot of the liquid nitro, or I'm sorry, just the nitro arena cross races. The last time that I did the Claremore Arena Cross, the first corner was not a U-turn or a 180 like yours was, but it was ran the same exact way. You do that sharp left, and then it used to almost always go all the way down the bleachers in the front.
Yeah, that's like the last time I raced it was 2015, I think, because I didn't go last year, and it just kind of went out of the starting gate. You kind of veered a 90 left sweeper kind of thing into what was it? I don't know if it was a rhythm. I think it was a rhythm section.
Last year or this year?
In 2015. This year,
okay,
yeah, this year is different. But when I did first show up, I was super amped about the start because I actually just, like, pros don't have to be there when the racing starts. So I showed up and actually saw Ethan Sloniker.
Dude.
He was, you see that video?
I saw the video.
Dude, and I lined up, he had like last gate pick. I'm like, dude, I just saw the start. I was like, go outside. He ended up going outside, and I went down to the corner. Kid just comes down, holder wicked all the way around the outside and pulls the whole shot.
From the outside last
Oh,
gate
yeah.
pick.
It was awesome. So I was like, I'm definitely doing the exact same thing. Completely different story in the pro class. I got cut off so hard, it was dumb.
Who was like the top 5, better yet, let's recap. How did you finish? Did you race both Friday and Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, so it was a 2-day deal.
Yes.
All right.
So Friday didn't go too bad for me. I had really bad starts, but I ended up on the podium in both pro classes, second and third. The first 250A, so the 250A main, I didn't get a very good start, and I came up right behind Dustin Winter, and I was a little bit faster than him just because I had a good line through the whoops. I was jumping through him. He was trying to skim through him, and they actually only gave us 9 laps for the main instead of 15, so I kind of had to push it in there for the last lap.
What?
Yeah. Dude, they didn't give us a full main. I was so mad.
They gave you 9 laps.
9 laps. That was supposed to be a motor. That's how long the motors are. 15 for the main. So I was like, I was setting him up. I was like, all right, this is the only place I'm going to be able to make a pass. I come around and I see the white flag. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. So I had to come in for after the whoops, and I wasn't like, I didn't wreck coming into them. I wrecked setting up for it because I had to square up so much through the whoops.
Yeah.
Well, I just started leaning and my front end pushed and got down and got back up super quick and still ended up third. But then second, I ended up second in the 450 main. The second day, the whoops were pretty nutty. They were
cupped out real bad.
No, they were built good. Tracy did a great job with the troll track and everything.
Okay.
And the whoops were built good. But as soon as it started riding on them, there was like 2 whoops that were solid, and the rest of them were starting to deteriorate.
Yeah.
So you go kind of into them and hit a gnarly one, and then miss a couple, and then hit a gnarly one. So I tried doing what I did the night before, which was jumping through them, and I saw Chase Marquier. He had a really good line. He was going like 5.5 almost. He was like just doing 2 hops.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I got to do that. Went in for the first hop, tried to hop out, and I had motocross suspension. He had SX suspension. I don't know if that really made a big difference, but I felt like I blew through my stroke.
Yeah.
And the rear end just kicked up on me, and the second to last one was like a wall. It went right into it with the front wheel, and OTB, went right over the bars and
Really
messed
too.
up my wrist pretty good. I couldn't hardly hold on when I went back out there. So I was about to call it, but at the last second, I just my dad wasn't there to talk it over with me. And I was like, well, we can go home, be safe, or race. So I kind of just said fuck it and went for it.
Yeah.
And ended up doing pretty good. Ended up on the podium in 450 class, and then 250 class, I got an awful start. It was like 9th and came back up to 5th, I think, by the end of it.
Isn't it amazing how hard it is to pass?
It sucks.
4 guys in 15 laps.
Oh, dude, it's nuts. Because that track, it was fun to race on. It was a really good track, but it was hard to pass. So there was only one place to pass, and if you messed it up, you weren't getting around them.
Lap times were 45 seconds, not even?
No,
30?
No. I don't even think that much, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
It was pretty short.
That is pretty short. I don't know why I said 45 seconds.
Yeah.
That's really long for an arena
A
cross.
arena cross track is like what? Like 20-ish? 20, 25?
20-ish, yeah. How was the dirt?
The dirt, it was sweet.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was
That
really
is good
good,
dirt
and it was
there.
really good. The track flowed really well. It was super fun to ride, good for all levels. But the whoops were pretty gnarly. There's actually the second day we had when the pros were all signing autographs. I went down there, and Trace Marquier and the goalies and I were looking at the whoops, and they're like, dude, I would rather hit a gnarly set of Supercross whoops than these whoops right here, just because that's how slippery and kind of edgy they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts.
Well, it's a totally different ball game whenever you're talking about tacky dirt that's 3 foot tall versus small little stutter bumps that are uneven. It makes a big difference whenever you're talking about. So how's that LaCroix treating you,
Dude, I'm digging it.
Yeah. Just wait until you probably don't drink soft drinks at all, do you?
Dude, I can't drink. I don't know if it's carbonation, but I can't drink pop. It kind of fucks with my stomach, gives me a headache.
Okay, well, you ready for some science lessons?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever you drink like a Coke, for example, like just regular old Coke heavy, there's so much fucking sugar that are in those drinks that they have to pack it full of citric acid. There's no reason for there to be that much citric acid in a bottle of Coke, but there is, because what happens is whenever your body drinks that much sugar or has that much sugar, I mean, it's literally tablespoon after tablespoon after tablespoon. Your body has an immediate reaction of, oh, fuck, this is too much. Gotta throw up. But the citric acid keeps your esophagus essentially from opening up, and it keeps your stomach in like this isn't so bad. Like it tricks itself.
Yeah.
There's no reason for there to be citric acid in a soft drink, but they put it in there because of the sugar content. But the catch is, inside of your stomach, the nerve endings and receptors that they're essentially like the reward mechanism controllers of your stomach. What will happen is sugar is responded in the same exact manner as methamphetamines. It has the same psychological response as methamphetamines. So whenever you're drinking something that has that much sugar in it, you actually get a dopamine rush inside of your brain, and it makes you feel really good. That's, aside from like the sugar rush of it actually raising your heart level or your heartbeat, you get that reward of, oh, this is awesome. It tricks your body because it tricks your mind because of the nerve endings in your stomach are being fired on. And then you become addicted to it. And then your stomach says, fuck it, I'm going to throw all of the defense mechanisms that my stomach has out of the window and just let this sugar sit in there because of the nerve endings are firing at such a rapid rate.
Let me just tell you, after listening to so many OTB podcasts, you blow my mind with how much you know about this stuff. There's just dumb topics that you could go on for hours and know everything about it.
Well,
like what the hell?
Yeah, how do I learn that?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I get obsessive over learning, just dumb little facts, dumb little shit. It's like whenever I find something that's absolutely mind-blowing, I go nuts with it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I have to know everything about this." And like my girlfriend will, there will be times whenever we'll start talking about something. I mean, arbitrary example, the sunflower ammunition plant in Kansas, or in Eudora, or DeSoto, Kansas. Nobody knows about this place. At one time, it was the largest arms manufacturing plant in North America, right here in our backyard. Yet, it's totally gone, busted, out of our memory. Well, anyway, whenever I delivered there one day, and then I learned all about it, then I started Wikipediaing it, and I could drop heavy knowledge over this ammunition plant in DeSoto that hasn't been in operation since 1994.
Mind blown.
Yeah, so it's just stuff like that where it's like, I can't just like hear somebody say something and just be like, oh, okay, and accept it for face value. I have to take whatever it is that's being said and fact check it, figure out what it is, why. I want to know why. Who decided that this is the way that it is? Where does the history of this come from? Why do things go this way? Dude, growing up, you can take your headphones off. Take that off. Growing up, my mom, like, she always like would bust me up over like anytime that I said something or knew something. She would say, "Why? Why do you think that? Why?" And then I picked up on that, and I started going into the why, and I started to annoy my teachers really bad with the whole why thing. And it's amazing what you'll find out whenever you just simply ask why.
I was one of those students. I asked a lot of questions, and you know how teachers say there's never a dumb question?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely dumb questions.
Is why included in that?
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, what was your best finish at Claremore overall?
Second overall, right behind Chase Marquier.
On Sunday?
No, Friday.
I said Sunday. I meant Saturday. Okay,
Yeah.
So you had a second.
No, Saturday, my wrist was bum pretty much the whole time, so I was just kind of straggling, but still ended up on the podium, so it wasn't too bad.
So you're going to go, so your wrist it's all good?
Yeah, I think it was just a pretty bad sprain. Like, it's still like the day after, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep hardly Sunday night either. I actually got some sleep last night.
Yeah.
So that was good. Just been in the gym every day, just kind of working it with little light weights and stuff. And it's gotten a lot better. So I think I'll be good for bar to bar this weekend.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Speaking of bar to bar, funny you say that. I'm just going to pause this really. Okay. So right front and center on the bar to bar Facebook, we took a couple seconds here to make sure that I got this accurate. Okay. So it says right here, attention all Pro-Am riders, please tag all your A riders. This schedule is for A riders only. Now, okay, so on the 17th, Friday, open practice 10 to 2, everybody knows that, $25 a ride. On Saturday, 250A, sign in. You must be signed in before 9 a.m. That's for all pro riders. 10:30 a.m., A only practice. So whatever the moto is, okay, let's say it's 10:25, they're going to run a gate drop, okay? Moto number 7, right?
Yep.
And then whatever is after that, A practice.
Yep.
That's at
pretty
10:30.
badass.
And then at 1 p.m., 250A first moto. At 3:15 p.m., 250A second moto. Now, Bruce has noticed how at the at like fair races, the show starts at 7. At arena cross races, the show starts at 7. At him and I talked about this. You go to the circle car track, guess what time the A main's going to run? Around the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know what time it is. I can't, I could say 9:15, whatever. But everybody's going to show up. People will be there to watch qualifying and the heats and semis. But everybody's going to be there to watch the main.
Yeah.
So why not do that with local motocross? I don't think that it can hurt the sport. to have the A riders scheduled to ride at the same time. Now, I know this also benefits me and you personally.
I'm all for it.
But it really does make it easier to have pro riders show up at a certain time and do the show. That's the thing. Like, it is a show if you want to promote it like a show, and especially for like Bruce, he's right there just on the outskirts of Wichita, and it's going to be easy for him to advertise and say, now what he can do is he can say pro racing 1 o'clock.
Exactly.
You know, instead of pro racing, Moto 13.
At some point during the day.
Good luck figuring it out when. It's
Yeah.
like my dad texting to me saying he wants to come down. I was telling him, well, you know, come one day or the other. Saturday, now I can tell him, hey, on Saturday I'm going to race 250A Moto 1 at 1 o'clock.
Exactly.
On Sunday I'm going to race 250A Moto 2 at 3:15 p.m.
Perfect.
Okay, so also a major note is for all the amateur riders, they're going to run Moto 1. So hot laps, practice, sight laps, whatever you want to call it, is at 8 o'clock. And then as soon as that's over, there's going to be a mandatory riders meeting. If it may be before, but either way, you're going to be there 7 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're going to do hot laps, maybe riders meeting before, I can't remember. And then they go straight into the motos. And I know they'll take an intermission, take a lunch break, get the flaggers fed and the track re-prepped up. And then they will finish out the first moto. So Bruce told me that they've got 33 classes, and like the national classes, there's 42 or something like that, but he's not running the full scale classes. So we're probably going to have 25 motos, and we will have good, nice, long motos. Everybody's going to get a lot of lap time,
That's good.
a lot of track time.
Yeah.
And then they're shutting it down at 4:30. Now, the thing is, if moto goes at 4:15 and it ends up running until 4:31, we're done. If the gate drops at 4:29, they send them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily like, oh, 4:30, throw the checkers. It's give or take. It's more spirit of the rule, 4:30.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, November 19th, Sunday, 458, also known as Open Pro Sport, will be, we're going to have a 9:30 short 3-lap 458 practice, 10:45 458 first moto, 12:40 458 second moto. So, Kevin, I've only raced one Pro-Am before, like just an exclusive Pro-Am race at Motorland in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly how they did it.
Yeah.
Now, you think, sorry, LaCroix's getting me. So you think, oh, wow, this is a really innovative way to run a Pro-Am. Wrong. Motorland in Indiana did this in 2005.
Yeah.
This is not groundbreaking stuff.
No.
It's just that some people just have a hard time letting go of tradition.
Yeah.
We need to keep moving forward. We need to progress the sport. We need to make the pro class more... not desirable, but we need to give it more merit than it just being another class.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously contingency gives people a good reason to not move up. Nice big trophies, cheaper class. You know, it's cheaper to race another class. Now, mind you, you don't get the accolades. You don't get the payback.
Yeah.
You don't get the opportunity to run with the best. But now you get the opportunity to know exactly when it is that you're going to race.
Yeah.
So if you and all your friends want to come to the motocross track and see pro race, and we'll just shoot out to bar. They're going to race. Pros racing at 1. Boom. They're there.
Yeah. It takes a lot of stress. Like, okay, being an amateur or whatever right now, going to the races, at least when I was in B class, yeah, it sucked because, you sit around all day. You always have to send your dad or whoever's with you, oh, go see what race they're on. Go see what they're racing on.
Right, yeah.
And you're like, oh, I don't know when I'm racing. Being in A class and it's timed, it's so sweet because you have no stress. You know when you're going to ride. You know when you're going to go out there and race. And everybody's going to be out there to watch you. So
I think that this will take off. I hope that it does. And it'd be cool. Now, part of the problem is it would be hard to do this with 4 pro races in one day. Then it would almost seem like they're catering to the pro class a little too much.
Yeah, I can see that.
Whenever you have to stop the races, everybody stop what you're doing 4 times in one day.
Yeah.
It's much easier to do this 2 times in one day, 2 days in a row.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Bruce was telling me his dream is to be done. So even if, so they're going to run first motos and maybe a couple of the first, second motos on Saturday. But he's like, dude, if we can get everybody out of there by 1 o'clock, 1:30 on Sunday, he's couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
So he set the bar pretty high, but it's doable for sure.
Oh yeah.
And I hope that it does. So for everybody that's going to the Pro-Am this weekend at Bar to Bar, just FYI, pros are racing 250A on Saturday, Open Pro Sport on Sunday. Check the Bar to Bar Facebook to figure out when it is that you're racing. If you're an A rider or if you're just an amateur racer, understand that it is a 2-day race and that it is not 2 races 2 days in a row. It's not a double header. It's one race, first moto's on Saturday, second moto's on Sunday, essentially. You're going to be there with a healthy wrist.
Absolutely.
How many riders do you think? Okay, let me get your vibe. How many riders do you think will be there on
riders or pros?
A riders? Yeah, pros.
A riders, man. I think this year is gonna be bigger than last year. Last year
was not a Pro-Am.
Oh, it wasn't. It was just the state championship, wasn't it?
By the way, this will mark your 1-year anniversary of the A class.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Okay, you have a lot of. You're gonna, dude. Tell me you have number 1 plates.
To run?
Yes.
Oh, that would be so sick. I might have to turn that. I need to get a hold of Bike Graphics.
Dude, call
ASAP.
Literally, call or text Dan as soon as you text him and be like, dude, I'm defending my plate. I need number 1 plates. I mean,
that would be sick.
You pretty much only need just one set, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, you can whip that up for you, no problem.
Yeah. But anyway, back to what we were saying. I estimate I would like to see at least 20.
I think 20 is a good number.
Yeah.
And what makes me think that is that it's an AMA Pro-Am. But the thing is, Bar to Bar is easy to get to for Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota. Colorado is not that far away from Wichita. All Oklahoma guys, Arkansas, Missouri, maybe some Texans. You never know. And not to mention the fact that Pro-Ams, dude, you never know who's going to show up to a Pro-Am, especially at a track that is so highly touted as Bar to Bar. So
I'm excited.
I think we'll see a good amount, and I think we'll see some guys that you and I have never raced with before.
That'd be pretty legit.
That's one of my favorite things to do is race with dudes that I don't know. Because, it's one thing to go to a Missouri State race and bang bars with the Goalie brothers. But dude, I've been doing that shit since 1996.
Yeah, that gets old quick.
It's the same dudes, same jerseys, same, the whole deal. It's all so similar. I hope that he rips the track super deep and that we are in for Baja Brawl Mini.
Dude, that would be legit. Baja Brawl this year was rough as hell. That was probably the roughest track I've ever rode, straight up, just because it was so whooped out everywhere.
The entire track.
The entire track. It was like going through a whoop section, the entire track.
But don't forget that you're going to be at Southwick next year.
That would be pretty sweet. That's the plan.
I hope to see you at Southwick.
I really hope to see myself there.
Speaking of that, so you did some nice recon, sir, and you asked people on Facebook if they would like to ask you questions. What is your so you have a rider page on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moranz 346 on Facebook and Instagram.
Just gotta pull this up. Oh, nice. 529 likes. That's more than my business has. Great. Makes me feel nice. Okay, so let's view all the comments. So, Cameron Studer. This is actually a good question. I like this one. Hey, put your phone down.
I was looking at the comments.
Oh, sorry. So Cameron Studer says, I always forget to ask you in person, Kevin, why you choose to ride with KTM. Was it personal preference or was it the best support deal you can find or what?
To answer that, honestly, it was the best support I could find at the moment. I am by no means am I stuck on KTM. Somebody wants to get me a couple Yamahas, a couple Cowies, a couple Suzukis, I'm game to change.
Right.
But at the time, that was the best opportunity I had. And so that's kind of why I'm on KTMs.
And if I can say from experience, the best bike I've ever rode was a free bike.
Oh, for sure. Dude, I'm not, yeah, no, for sure. But honestly, the KTMs, because the races I've been to until this year is I got a partially modded bike, nothing gnarly, just got a pipe and I think cams in it. I had nothing but stock bikes, and the KTMs are pretty strong stock.
Yeah. And you don't even have a 350 or 450. You're straight 250F,
No,
right?
I've never even rode actually, never mind. I rode Chase Marquier's 450 last week. That was like the first 450 I've rode, like truly rode.
Ever?
Yeah, mind blown, right?
Were you pretty shocked at how powerful it was?
Yeah, I was like, dude, because we were on Robbie Smith's arena cross track, and there was a couple triples that I had to like go around the corner, good seat bounce, brake tap to get over on 250.
Yeah.
450 just rop right over.
Yeah, all torque.
Oh, it was dumb.
No effort.
Yeah, I know. I was like, no, but I definitely looking into getting a 350 or 450 here soon, hopefully.
Dude, I love the 350 because it like makes the same amount of horsepower as my 250 SX.
Dude, the LaCroix's doing you dirty.
But it makes power like a 250F, which I mean, my bike makes like 4 more horsepower than yours does.
Yeah.
But it's usability difference.
Yeah.
Is my bike.
And that's the thing I've heard about the 350s is they're pretty much like a badass 250.
Yeah.
And they're stock.
Yep.
And so that's why I really want to get one, because they handle, they feel the same as 250s, and but they're just more powerful.
I'm a fan.
I think I need to get me one. Somebody want to buy me one, just hit me up.
Hit him up at Moranz 346. So let's see. Let's go on to the next one. Says, what's your thoughts on racing Loretta's this year and amateur nationals for one more summer? I think he, so Jackson Hughes said this. I think he kind of put the same question in different words. So are you going to do amateur nationals next year also?
People have been talking to me about it. The way I kind of looked at it is Loretta Lynn's, it's a big deal. I'm not a big fan, just because it's one race. If you don't win it, nobody gives a shit, kind of.
Well, I mean, how many guys do we know that have won? Okay, here's an example. What was the kid that has Dreamland? Rinsland. So Rinsland went and won Loretta's 2 years in a row, left, no contract. Benny Bloss goes, gets the AMA Horizon Award winner, no contract.
Yeah.
Even winning Loretta's in the pro class is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you won Loretta's, you were almost guaranteed a factory contract.
Yeah.
Now, it's like, it's more so of a, I mean, it's less about that and more about just farming kids from like being 14,
Yeah. Yeah. So to answer that question or whatever, as of right now, the biggest thing on my schedule, getting my arena cross points. We can figure out whether I'm going amateur or pro next year later, but as of right now, my plan is to go into the pro outdoors, because I don't want to stay amateur. I'd rather just jump up into the pro ranks and learn there.
I like that idea. I'm a fan of that idea. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I rode the B class for 4 months.
Really?
Yeah, I rode C class for 8 months, B class for 4 months, and then I was just like, fuck it. Why even do this?
Yeah.
And I've talked about it on the show before, but the only people to race with in the B class in Missouri were Mason Glorioso and Jimmy Albertson. Jimmy was always traveling. Mason only went to some state races. So there was no point in me just showing up and waxing everybody when I was running A class lap times. But
not getting paid.
Right, yeah. So why not just run it? Okay, so the 2018 schedule of the Arena Cross Series, it looks like, okay, so let me get this right. In order to get your pro license or your Supercross license, because you already have your pro license.
Yeah, I went to Loretta's.
Yeah,
I have actually. I think that was one of the questions or something like that. something about my pro license.
Yeah.
Right after Loretta's, I was qualified because I went to Loretta's and 250A and Open Pro Sport, and was applying for it. Was about to get it, but all they had, the only option was the 2017 motocross season, pro outdoors.
Yeah.
And there was no point in buying a card for a season that was over. So they didn't have the 2018 season or anything like that up yet. So I actually need to get on top of that again.
So, but you're still eligible. Okay, so that makes you eligible for both 2017 and 2018. So now that the 2018 licenses are out, you can buy the 2018 license.
Correct.
Okay. So, but you want to get your Supercross or you want to get your Ricky Carmichael Road to Supercross Arena Cross points through. Now, my question is, why do you want to do that this year? Why do you want to race Arena Cross this year if you're not going to race Supercross this year? Unless you got something up your sleeve.
Maybe. I got to look at all the dates, and I got to figure out which Arena Crosses I am going to hit. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be pretty badass to make a Supercross debut at St. Louis this year.
It would be. Here's the catch. So if I remember correctly,
not saying that's the smartest move, but that would be cool.
All right, stand by 1 second while I do some quick. I'm gonna pull that shit up. All right, so the 2018 schedule, right here. You're shit out of luck.
Is it too early?
Yeah. Okay. So March 17th, St. Louis. 2018 Arena Cross schedule. Now, unless you feel like driving to...
I'd have to hit the first three, which is like Ohio,
Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. Here are your options. Ohio, which I'm going to be honest with you, Kevin, don't go to that race.
I was told not to go to the first three because... Or the first, 1, 2, possibly 3, just because everybody that's trying to race Supercross is there.
And not to mention, okay, they take 100 entry, or it's like 120 entries in the pro class. Your track time is going to be so minimal on a fresh track.
Yeah.
So, not to mention, also unseeded practice. Not only is it you, but it's any old asshole can race this.
Oh, yeah.
Says they're an A rider.
Yeah.
And I know some dudes that like were not qualified to even ride an arena cross track that would show up and be out on the track. So not only do you have to navigate the track and cut a 23-22, but you have to avoid everybody else on the track.
Yeah,
I've
heard that's a big problem with people getting seated in shitty practices and then just getting screwed over.
Now they do reseed after the first set of practices, but still, it's the first set is luck of the draw. Yeah. So anyway, okay, so you have Dayton, Ohio, Worcester, Massachusetts, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, Greensboro, North Carolina, Madison, Wisconsin, Florence, South Carolina. All right. Now, let's say you take your own advice and you skip Ohio. You've got Massachusetts, then the next weekend, Wilkes-Barre, which is, okay, those two are not that far apart.
No. If I go to them, I'm staying on the East Coast.
Right.
For sure.
So you're looking at about less than 8 hours apart.
Yeah. I actually, in my bag, I have it all figured out how far they are
really?
from each other, how far away if I went back home and to each one. Yep. So, yeah.
Well, either way, Massachusetts to Pennsylvania to North Carolina is a lot. And then let's say something happens in North Carolina. And I mean, I'm just trying to play reasonable dad here. Okay. Let's say something happens in North Carolina and you don't make it into the... Now, not only do you have to make it in the night show, you have to make it in the main. And I'm not telling you, hey, don't do this. I'm just saying, if you want to race simply at St. Louis this year, it's going to take a lot of money.
Yeah. It would be sweet to do that. I was just kind of... It by no means is that a set deal,
right?
But that'd be pretty sick. But obviously the dates don't quite match up.
And also, I'm not necessarily just telling you, I'm telling the listener. Like, not only is this shit that you have to do, but you have to pay for it too.
Oh yeah.
All of the gas, all of the entries. All right, so let's say, boom, you get your pro license in Florence, South Carolina at the Florence Civic Center, February 17th and 18th. That gives you 1 month to train for Supercross, guess what? It's February. It's fucking frozen outside, and you don't get to ride.
No.
Unless I don't even know, are they, I mean, if it's 35 degrees outside, they're riding at Reynolds.
Yeah.
But during that time of the year, a lot of those guys are in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
The cards are kind of stacked against an individual like yourself to make that race. So, and then, all right, then let's throw the money in of it's, what is it? It's $250 for your pro license.
I think it's gone up.
Okay. Let's say 300.
Okay.
$300 for your pro license. And then an additional $300 for your Supercross license.
Yep.
Yeah. You haven't even
Plus your credentials to get in.
well
That's for your license.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like your
Yeah, your
credential,
credential
for
is
the
your
year.
license. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Now we haven't even loaded the bike into the van
God.
yet.
Oh yeah, here we go. I'm ready.
The race fee entry is $200. All right,
Yep.
so you're out $800 and you haven't even loaded the bike into
Yep.
the van yet. You see what I'm saying? So there are easier ways to do this. Like if you go and race an outdoor national and you get a point, you're in for Supercross.
Really?
I believe so. I could be wrong, but I'm 99% sure that you don't have to do this shit if you make points in the
Oh
outdoor
no!
series.
Like you don't even have to go through the arena cross?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
I need to do some research.
Yeah. Because
So you just have to top 20 a 250 main,
yep.
or an overall, I guess you could say.
No, one moto is 1 point.
One moto?
Yeah, to get 20. If you
Oh,
get 20th
yeah,
place
duh.
in one moto, that's 1 point.
Frick, that's sick.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that a top 20 outdoor gets you into your pro license. It used to be that way. I haven't looked at the rule book for 2018,
Yeah.
and it could have changed.
And I've heard rumors that they might be taking away this road to Supercross, or they're doing something different with it. I've heard some rumors.
Well, the spirit of it is right, but it's really not. It's not an efficient system because arena cross is not set to handle 120 guys trying to get their pro license.
Yeah.
It sends too many customers home, essentially empty-handed.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that Supercross is an elite sport and we want the top of the top of the top, sir. But look at the Supercross entries from just this year. How many of them was it where everybody made it into the night show?
Yeah.
A couple, more than one.
Yeah.
It's kind of troubling times for pro motocross racing.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile, the motorcycling industry as a whole is doing better than it ever has, which that doesn't correlate. It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. All right.
When you say that,
Yeah.
do you mean motocross or
No.
all of
No,
motorcycles?
motorcycling.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say.
But motocross is a sport within the realm of motorcycling. If motorcycling is doing good, motocross, hypothetically, should also be doing good.
Yes.
But, and this is a big but, Harley Davidson is part of motorcycling.
Oh boy. There it is.
And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that like if Harley is fucking killing it, that takes away from the other sales of other motorcycles. And their market share right now is fucking gigantic. And
Yeah.
the power sports industry as a whole is being run over by UTVs the same way dirt bikes took it over in the late 90s.
Yeah.
It ebbs and flows, but the thing is this is our sport, so we think, that it's the most important one and it's
Yeah.
the one we're saving. I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think the cards are kind of stacked again. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying.
Are you talking about the Supercross deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not a good idea. Now that we've talked about it a little bit, probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
But I know by no means, I know for a fact I'm going to at least go for my arena cross points this year to get it out of the way.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but okay. Now my question is, if you get the points this year, all right, in the 2018 schedule, does it roll over to 2018?
I would hope.
I think that it would.
Yeah,
I think
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah. And if
Well, think about it. That'd be dumb if it didn't, because then you'd have to do arena cross the next year at the beginning.
you have
before
a good
you go
point.
to Supercross.
Okay, so let's say that you're a West Coast guy and you can only hit Idaho, Reno, and Las Vegas and or no, let's say Colorado, Idaho, and Reno, and those are your spots. But by then, Supercross is almost entirely over with.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would roll over then. I'm glad we could do that deductive reasoning there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Arena Cross series is a good tool, but I think the Road to Supercross is not the right tool for the job.
Yeah.
Now, also, given that they're doing amateur day races at Supercrosses,
That's one big difference that they're doing this year.
not all of them, but a couple of them, I think that could help.
Yeah.
Also.
And that's actually, I'm not 100% sure on this. I was told that at Anaheim, too, they're doing an Arena Cross that same weekend at the Supercross Stadium. I want to hop on that one. I'd like to do that one because whether they cut the track in half, tame the track down, I don't know what they're going to do, but I would rather race there than in an Arena Cross Stadium.
I'm with you. Yeah, that'd be cool to race at Anaheim. All right, let me try to.
Because I'm pretty sure they're going to do one there. They're doing one in, I want to say Tampa, and I'm pretty sure the other one is Atlanta, Georgia. Are the three that they're doing either amateur days or whatever's with the Amsoil Arena Cross or the Arena Cross points, something to do with that. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, let's look this up. So I'm on the Supercross website. All right, 2018 Supercross Amateur Supplemental Rule Book. Now, odds. Okay, so January 21st, Angel Stadium. January 28th, University of Phoenix. February 26th, Raymond James. And then March 5th, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia. Okay.
Those are the four that they're doing?
Those are the four. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh,
now,
sweet.
It doesn't say anything on... Oh, hold on. Wait a mother freaking second. We might have found something here. Okay, here we go. Ricky Carmichael's Road to Supercross through Supercross Amateur Racing and the AX Lights class. Kevin, how about this? A minimum of 6 Road to Supercross points are required. Now, if I remember correctly, one main qualifies as 2 points.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can get your points in 2 races, they say, whatever. You have to have 3 races. You have to go to 3 races and get 6 points.
Yep.
Or in the AX class, you have to go, I want to say you have to go to 2 races.
Yep.
At minimum.
1 Road to Supercross point is earned by each rider that qualifies for the AX Lights class main event. 1 Road to Supercross point is earned by each rider that places in the top 10 overall in the AX Lights class main event. So if you qualify for the main, you get a point. If you make the top 10, you get an additional point. So you have to make the top 10 to get 2 points. A rider is permitted to earn Road to Supercross points in multiple Supercross amateur racing events. However, 2 additional Road to Supercross points are required in the AX Lights class. A rider may earn their AMA 250SX license through either the 250A class in Supercross amateur racing and the AX Lights class combined. The AX Lights class is the 250 or the 250AX class. However, points may not be combined between the 3 classes. So,
so if you do one of the amateur days, you have to keep doing the amateur days to get it, correct?
No, you can earn that. Okay, so 250A Supercross amateur racing. Now, hold on, wait a second. This doesn't make any sense. Let me read that. All right.
Because I don't know, the way I just heard it, you have to have all your points in the AX class, all your points in the 250 Lights class, or all of your points in the amateur SX classes. Maybe.
A rider may earn their 250 SX class in Supercross amateur racing.
Otherwise, I don't know how many points you would need if you...
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because it says right here, it's like a contradicting statement. I'm going to read this out loud one more time and see if it hits me. A rider may earn their AMA 250SX license through either the 250A class in Supercross amateur racing and the AX Lights class combined.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
The AX Lights class or the 250AX class. However, got it. Okay. If you go, okay, I forgot because they're racing 250 class. Okay, so the AX Lights is the junior class. 250AX is the main class. That's the one that the big boys race in.
Yep.
Okay, I get it. So if you get your AX Lights points, let's say you get 3 at arena cross races, and then you go to the supercross races, you can combine them.
Okay.
But if you go to an arena cross race and race both lights and 250AX,
You can't join those
You can't
points.
combine those points.
Okay. However, did you say earlier that if you do the
Move your face closer to that.
if you if you do the arena or the supercross amateur SX class, whatever they said in there,
Yeah.
you have to have 2 additional points? I thought that's what I heard.
I did read. Okay. A rider is permitted to earn Road to Supercross points in multiple Supercross amateur racing events. However, 2 additional Road to Supercross points are required in the AX Lights class.
So instead of 6, you need 8?
God, could they make this any more fucking confusing? And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Because if you
6.
do that, then it's almost dumb to go to the amateur days. You might as well just spin the wheel in the actual AX. If you gotta get,
is it? But the thing is, they take more. I mean, how many guys? They take 16 guys into the main at Arena Cross. 20, maybe 22 into the mains at Supercross Amateur Day. So your odds making it into the main are actually higher.
yeah, but put it this way.
Yeah.
Say you go to the amateur day, arena cross, whatever. Because I was planning on doing the Anaheim 2 one.
Amateur Day Supercross.
Yeah. What did I say? Arena cross?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Supercross. And say I go there, and I'm guessing they have the same rules that you can get 1 point and top 10 is 2 points.
Yes.
And so say you go there and do that to get 2 points. I was trying to do that to make an advantage on my AX points, but it wouldn't do me any good because then I'd still need 6 more points unless I continued to do those amateur days. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. But on the other hand, okay, your AX class points count combined with, okay.
AX lights.
No. You can either AX Lights or 250AX.
Okay.
You cannot combine them together. But your Amateur Day Supercross points can combine with either of those
no
classes.
way?
Yes.
Oh.
Right.
Oof.
So
There we go.
So it's you can't marry AX Lights and 250AX together. But you can marry
Amateur days.
Amateur Day Supercross and then 250AX or 250 or AX Lights together.
Next question
Yeah,
that
go
I
ahead.
don't know if you'll be able to answer. At the Supercrosses, are we going to be racing amateur day, or are we going to be racing a different night for arena cross?
No, you'll be racing Amateur Day.
So we're going to be racing a tamed down Supercross track.
Correct.
That would be so much better than riding a gnarly arena cross track.
Now, mind you, I don't think that they run the full course.
Yeah, I'm
Or
pretty
if-
sure they cut in half is
Right.
what I heard.
Yeah. Or it's not necessarily cut in half, but they might cut a lane out of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and tame it down, make it a little more rideable. But, dude, still, that would be cool. And just think of the photo opportunities that you'll have.
The social media.
Yeah, that's major key.
No, I think I'm going to have to look into that. I might have to make a call to Amsoil Arena Cross tomorrow and figure this all out. Get it
so
down.
we're an hour deep into this, and that's all the further that I wanted to go. But the last question that I want to get to before we cut this thing off, let's talk about the Riverfront GP.
Okay.
What is your interest level in doing a woods race?
Very. I love them.
Okay, so you know how whenever we went and rode at Oakland
Yep.
and we were banging off of trees,
Yep.
all right, in second gear, the Riverfront GP is like taking that, straight lining it, and you have some sachets instead of hairpins, right? So you're kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
All right. You're in second gear a lot, but dude, you're also in third, fourth, fifth gear. There are sections whenever you're fifth gear taped, going through sand rollers 6 inches from the Arkansas River, going right off of the top.
Is sick.
There was one section where it's literally supercross whoops, but in sand, dude.
Oh my Lord.
And I was like listening to my own bike as I was skimming across these whoops. There's 8 real short, sharp ones together right on the coast of the river. And it's literally right across the top. I felt so sick doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When is it? Or have you, wait,
Thanksgiving,
is that the one you already
Thanksgiving
did
weekend. So it's not this weekend, it's next weekend.
Dude, I don't know if I have a race that weekend. I think we might have to hit it up.
Well, you remember we talked about this previously, and I asked you if you'd be interested, and you said, "Oh, I think I have to go to Minneo's," but I've talked to you since then, and you're not going to Minneo's.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm hitting bar to bar, and I'm just going to focus on arena cross. So I think this might have to happen.
How else can you focus on arena cross than by going and doing a 2-hour woods race?
There's no other way.
It's the only way. So yeah, Nick and I went down and we did the course preview.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it was all marked out, dude. 12, let me repeat again, 12 miles of off-road.
That sounds so sick.
And it's, now mind you, the entire course is sandy. There are parts where a lot of it is like Oakland here in Topeka, where it's sandy dirt. But then majority of it, dude, we're talking about like, did you ride that track in Luther, Oklahoma?
Yes.
Okay, so you know the sandier parts where it gets whooped out,
Yeah.
and like you're just
In the trees or the motocross
in the
track?
trees, in the
Okay,
trees,
yeah.
where you're just launching rollers into.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the entire track,
Dude.
but for 12 miles, and it's so undescribable, and I can't tell you how mad I am that I didn't take my GoPro. Now the thing was, I meant to take my GoPro, and then I was like, screw it, I'll never upload that. And then,
Are there trees above you that you're going to catch your head on?
no. And then I got home and I was like, I'm an idiot. I could have sat here and watched that like 45 times and had like the whole course memorized.
Yeah.
So I'm a little angry at myself for that. But, okay, take that out of the equation.
What day is it?
Sunday.
Is there like practice Saturday or is that
Nope.
a thing?
Mm-mm. Nope. No,
Is
sir.
this the one that you've been talking about that you can't even ride the track until you race it?
That's the one, yeah. Yeah,
So
but
you have an advantage.
got a pretty big advantage.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. So,
Uh-oh.
I mean, you'll have to pit after 2 laps. You'll pit, refuel, and then head back out, do another 2 laps. And we were running like in the 23 to 25 minute range. It was hard to tell because Nick's stopwatch was kind of going wonky on him. So, and we never timed like a full, because we went out and just, it was funny because I was like, dude, let's just blaze the course first lap. And Nick was in front of me and he wasn't going that fast. And I'm like, come on, motherfucker, let's go. That's what I was thinking. So then finally I got it. I got past him and then I just took off and he kept with me. And then there was this other dude that was down there that was like a local pro rider. And he came over and was talking to us about our bikes and shit before we even went out. And, you know, okay, so in woods racing, like let's say you're number 205. That means that you ride the second line of riders, which is the A class, not double A, but A.
Yeah.
So our bikes, all 3 of us that were there, had numbers that started with a 4. So we had 400 numbers.
Yeah.
So that would be like low level C rider at the motocross track. So we, this dude's coming over and he's like, man, you guys got some nice bikes. And then Nick was like, yeah, thanks. You know, mine's all right. And then we started talking about woods racing. And the kid was like, so do you guys ever do like air scrambles? Or Nick was like, yeah, I just did the Ironman G and CC. And the guy was like, oh, really? What class? And Nick said 250 open A. And he was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I got 11th. And the kid's like, I don't get it. You have a 400 number bike. and Nick was like, oh, no, because we're motocross racers. And he didn't know that.
Yeah.
But you can look at our bikes. We don't have handguards or big tanks. It's pretty obvious. But he was misled by our numbers. So anyway, Jojo Toole was his name. And I got it so
That was his real name?
Real name.
Jojo Toole.
Jojo Toole. Not
Wow.
not Joj O'Toole. That's what I thought he said. I was like, this kid's name is Joj O'Toole. Because he said it real fast. He's like, Joj O'Toole. I was like, what'd he say? Anyway, he went out and rode with us, and we got done with our first lap, our sight lap, and we fucking left him, dude. He was a really nice kid, and he was a very skilled rider.
Yeah.
But we straight up left him on our sight lap, dude. So we come back, and we're chatting with him, and he's like, you guys are going to do good at this race if you can last all 2 hours. So
how do you refill or whatever? Do you guys take extra people with you, obviously?
No. So because I'm not going to have a pit crew or anything, I'm just going to go down and, all right. So allegedly Cole Hensley is going to be there, and he's going to take a quick fill tank for me. So I'll swap out to his larger tank, and then I will go and set up, like, because they have a pit lane area. I'll set up my bike stand and my gas can and gloves and goggles and just be ready. I'll know where it is. I'm going to go out, race 3 laps. After the third lap, come in, pit, refuel. I mean, dude, it doesn't take that long. You're talking 30 seconds to a minute tops. But, I mean, whenever you're racing for that long, a minute's not that big of a deal.
No.
To me, anyway, personally. Because I'm not going to do this race to just win it.
That's what we're going for.
You go right ahead. You go win it, buddy.
Wait, is Nick going?
Nick's going, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, Tucker Smith is going to be there also, Cole Hensley, and then you've got like the all-star cast of dudes that do this race that are not playing around.
Who are we talking about?
Tony Joyner, Sam Greenslade, Josh Wiesenfels.
Are these pros?
Yeah. See, the guys that you've never heard of?
Oh, yeah.
They'll fucking murder you, dude.
Game on.
And okay, but here's the thing. We're talking about guys like Tony Joyner went and did, I can't remember when it was, plus 25 class at Loretta's a couple years ago. He's a woods rider and went and did plus 25 and got like 7th overall.
Impressive.
He's got speed, right? You put some sticks around him and he'll make you feel so dumb, dude.
Yeah, I'll probably get my ass whooped, but I'm excited.
But yeah, dude, I mean, I think, you take your old man with you and you go out and do 2 laps and quick fill. And then,
where's this at?
Van Buren, Arkansas. Fort Smith. It's in Fort Smith.
How far is that from here?
From South Kansas City, it's exactly 4 hours. But from right here, it's 4.5 hours.
Okay, so probably about like 5.5.
Yeah.
5 for me.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and I don't know how you would go. You'd probably just go over to Kansas City on I-70 and then just take 49 south.
Yeah.
But, dude, it's worth it. There's a pro payout. I don't know how much it is. I believe it's $1,000 plus 100%. It costs $85 to enter, though.
Oh, oof.
That's the catch. But there's no gate fees. There's no, like, your dad doesn't have to pay to get in.
Oh, that's good.
Right. So the initial investment is high, but it's not so much about making the money back or making money. It's about going and being like, dude, I did this fucking gnarly race.
Yeah.
I'm savage.
Dude, the first 2-hour race I ever did, so I got affiliated with Plumbing Plus and Chuck Martin and Jacob Martin and them. They are woods riders. They took me to do this first woods race, and I raced the A class because I was in the B class or whatever. I didn't want to race the double A and get thrown out of Loretta's. They got me all stirred up with that. Anyway, went out there. Terrible start. I'm not a fan of the old dead stint because I was sitting there on a KTM. You can't really twist the throttle when you touch the electric start, and I was too giddy. I was just turning it wide open and it wasn't doing nothing. Came back from like last off the start, came up and was actually passed into first and was winning. Got a flat tire. Came back, just chilled for like I don't know how long the pit stop was, 5 minutes maybe, probably more than that.
Okay.
And just sat there in a chair and while Chuck and my dad and some other people were scrambling to put a new tire on. Put it on and came back and passed the first place dude on the last lap and won the race. I was so pumped.
From the second row.
Yes.
And a flat tire.
Yes.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
I have
some people were impressed.
Yeah.
But I was like, I had so much fun. I can't wait to do another one.
Well, now you can do one, but it's Southwick in the woods.
Ugh, sounds dangerous.
It's really cool, dude. There's sections, Kevin, where you'll be like Nick and I. There was one time whenever we went out. Okay, so we went out and rode one sight lap, came back, pitted, did some adjustments. I softened up the rebound I softened up the compression on my forks. And then we went back. I was like, dude, let's do 2 hard laps. Now, the thing is, I have my SX tank. Nick has his 2.5 gallon Meyer tank or Clark tank, whatever it is. So I actually, I was fucking hauling the mail, and then Nick just disappeared, but he hit a stick or something, and it messed up his shift lever and like bent it underneath his case on the left side. So he was out on the trail, and I guess he wedged it back out. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not waiting for him. So I sent it. Did my 2 laps, came back to our pit, sat there for about 2.5, 3 minutes, and then I can hear Nick's bike, and he rides through the pit because the trail actually goes right through the pit area.
Oh, okay.
And he went back out for another lap. I was like, oh, okay, fucking Iron Man, I get it. But
that's the thing, though. They're hard on your bikes. That was the catch for me racing the last one. I borrowed a bike.
No harder than the arena cross was, bud.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
He just blew out a wheel.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was racing a different bike on that last one, so I don't know. Might have to steal Colton's bike for this one.
You might. So
I'm not racing the race bike.
Then we chilled and then went back out for another lap. And whenever we did, we ran hard for about half the course and then pulled over and just sat and chatted out in the field, and we're talking about how sick it was. And then our other buddy that was with us, Alex Davis, he came up behind us. He's brand new to motocross. He's only been riding motocross for like 3-4 months. The kid's fucking a natural at it, dude. He could go win the beginner class tomorrow. Could top 5 in the C class, probably.
Solid.
He rode quads for a long time and then just got 2 wheels. Yeah, but his skills transitioned.
That's good.
Oddly. So anyway, okay. We waited for Alex, sat around and talked to him for a minute. Like, okay, dude, we're going to give you a 2-minute head start. We're halfway through the course. We're going to try to catch up to you. And then, dude, me and Nick fucking pinned it, dude, to try to catch up to Alex. And it was sketchy because I was wanting to push him and push myself of what my comfort level was of riding behind somebody on the trail.
Oof.
Yeah. So dude, there's this one section in specific where there's like 6 rollers in probably over a quarter mile. And it kind of weaves back and forth through these trees, pure sand. But there's 6 rollers that are the biggest ones. And then in between them, there's like 4 to 10 smaller bumps. But dude, you boom, launch like 4, land, hit the next face, launch like 5.
What?
You're seriously, dude, your 4th gear tapped in the woods, like carving back and forth, hitting these fucking rollers, jumping 60 feet over like 5 other rollers.
Dude.
And it is the gnarliest feeling. So I was like pushing Nick, and I'm right on his ass, and we're both sending it through the fucking woods, dude. Yeah, it was that alone. Just those couple sections alone are so cool. But by and large, I mean, it's pretty much mostly pure sand. And the thing is, they've got practice down there on Friday, and then they're running quads.
So there is a practice.
There is practice if you want to go on Friday.
Yeah, I'm not going on Friday.
I wouldn't. And then they're running quads and side-by-sides on Saturday, but the side-by-sides have their own course. Quads run the full moto loop. And normally we're like, dude, fuck that, nuke the quads. They make the track better in this instance because they dig like deep ruts, like carvable ruts, and a lot of the corners get nice bowls built up in them.
Oh, that's good.
So they run the quads on Saturday, and the track gets unbelievably rough. And then they run us on Sunday, 12:30 gate drop or flag drop.
12:30.
12:30. Yeah.
For like our class, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Then you go out and race 2 hours, and then you're done, and you're literally loaded up and out the door by 3:30.
I'm game.
How sick is that?
That's so.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like, dude, that's what I like about woods races. It's like being motocross, amateur nationals, going to all the big races, so much pressure. Woods race, don't care how I do.
Well, plus,
until I get on the track, then I'm like, oh, go, 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 go.
Yeah, but the thing is, nobody's gonna watch you.
Yeah.
They can't see it. So also Sarah Ball texted me and said that she wants to go with Nick and I, so she's gonna go out and take photos.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we'll get some sick wood
That's
shots.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for real. All right, buddy. Well, hey, we appreciate you coming on. Anything you want to say or whatever?
Not really. Thanks for having me. You know, follow me on Instagram at Moranz346.
I might.
You don't follow me?
I already do.
Oh, good.
Okay, cool. If you want to be a subscriber to the Over the Bars show, simply subscribe to us on on iTunes or Stitcher. Those are the two formats that you can listen to our show. Now, obviously, if you're listening to this, it's easy. You already know how to listen to it, but tell your friends, explain to them what a podcast is. Perfect example. Kevin Moranz, sitting to my right diagonal, didn't know what a podcast was, didn't know that his iPhone had the podcast app on it. If you don't know where it's at and you're let's say you're only listening to these shows on iTunes from your desktop, but you have an iPhone, simply drag the toolbar down from the top. If you don't know what that is, just search it. Just search it and type in podcast. What do you know? There's a purple icon already installed on your phone.
Mind blown.
It's an app called the Podcast app. Go in, type OTB, Over the Bars, or OTB Podcast. That's our show. Tell your friends how to listen to the show. This is key. I can't believe that there are people in 2017 and beyond that don't know what a podcast is or how to listen to it, or that they have a podcast app already installed on their phone. If you're an Android user, we wish you luck.
They can screw off.
Yeah. But, use Stitcher for that. That's why we use it, because we do have a lot of Android listeners and we appreciate them. Also, thank you to all of our listeners, fans, everybody all across the world. We have international fans from Japan to Israel to Chile to United Kingdom, Finland, Sweden, Canada, America, Mexico, all across the world, especially Australia. I don't know why, just because. And New Zealand. Cool place. I've seen it in pictures. We thank you for listening to the Over the Bar podcast. If you think our show is dope, keep listening. Tell your friends. Tell your friends in the other countries. If you want to buy an Over the Bars t-shirt, go to ripandruts.com, and that's $15. It's $10 for the shirt, $5 for it to show up at your house magically a couple days later after ordering. If you would like to become a patron, go to patreon.com/overthebars and pledge today to get yourself sweet OTB sticker packs mailed to you monthly. That's it.
Are we good?
That's it.
Let's wrap it up.
Decked from head to toe in Liat. On the Plumbing Plus, Letco KTM, Kevin Moranz.
Hey, what's up? Nope, not digging it.
Okay. Just keep going, because I
Alrighty.
can cut it.
Hey, what's up? Kevin Moranz here. Follow me on Instagram at Moranz346.